Hi, this is Kathy Weymouth from Tune the Temple, and I want to share a happy story with you. And in this story of an experience I'm going through, I'm really gleaning some things that I thought I could share with you that might help you with both boundary setting and healthy self-care. Okay, so this is what happened. Back in the winter, so maybe about 6 months ago, the president of our high school class, okay, this is I graduated a number of years ago. The president of our high school class contacted me asking if I would be willing to organize a committee to plan our 50th class reunion. And I was like, oh, wow, I love being in charge of groups and committees. And I was really like, oh, I would really like to do this. But at the same time, my plate was very full. And here in Vermont in the winter, people seem to have less energy. So I was going through a slump in energy myself personally. But I really, really wanted to do it. And I wanted to connect with some of my classmates. And so I'd said yes. And my boyfriend gave me a really good strategy. He said, be careful about how much you do yourself. Delegate as much as you can to other people. And I was like, that is so wise. What a great way to be able to do something, but not be overwhelmed at the same time. And so that's what I did. I pulled together, I reached out to a number of people, and we've been having a great time. Now with Zoom, we can meet on Zoom for people that are out of state and also meet personally all together at the same time for, those that are in the area and those that are far away. And we've had several meetings, and I've been doing a really good job, I have to say. I've been saying, okay, because I know I could do it myself. All right, who wants to create a Google Doc for the invitation that we can email out to our classmates? And then the class president said, well, Kathy, you seem to know what you're doing on Google. And I'm like, yeah, I know what I'm doing on Google, but I didn't say anything, but I just knew I couldn't take that on. So I said, who else knows how to use Google and can create a doc? And so I assigned that to the person who volunteered. And then I said to someone else, so now I said to the committee, now who wants to take charge of finding a caterer? Okay, now can you reach back to those people? So follow up and all of that. And I've been delegating the different tasks as much as possible. I'm really proud of myself, because this is really good boundary setting. Like, I knew I couldn't do it all, but I also know my tendency. My tendency is I might be capable, and I like to feel needed. I put those together, and that means I do too much. Okay, so I know my tendencies, and I was really being careful, and I took those words to heart, to delegate. So what does it mean to delegate? It means to entrust a task or responsibility to another person, to assign responsibility. And I thought about that, like, okay, and trust, what does that really mean? It means to commit to another with confidence, meaning I am assigning the different duties that we have to get done in order to have our 50th class reunion. I'm assigning the different duties to different people and trusting them, committing to them with confidence. So when you delegate, think about who you can trust or who you want to learn to trust, to build trust with. Who can you trust to do a certain task for you that you don't have to do it yourself? And then follow up, make sure the person is doing it, but don't micromanage. I mean, if you're trusting someone, you're assigning the responsibility to them, and you're giving it to them with confidence, not with all of this, like, I got to look over their shoulder all the time. I mean, that would have been more work for me to be following up on every detail of creating a Google invite or finding caterers. If I was hounding on these people and looking over their shoulder, that would have been more work than if I'd done it myself, honestly. So when you delegate, you are entrusting the responsibility to another person, and then you just follow up and make sure that it's all, it's been done and it's satisfactory. And I loved the synonym. It made me laugh. So to delegate, a synonym means to deputize. And all I could think was Barney Fife on Andy Griffin show, Mayberry. So anyway, if you haven't seen it, that's from the old days, right? So I'm showing my 50th class reunion years here behind me. But when you deputize someone, you give them the role and the confidence, you believe in them, and you let them go off and do their job. And if they need some guidance, you offer it, but don't micromanage. Okay, now this is really good boundary setting because you're not overextending yourself, okay? It's really good self-care. You're not taking on more than you can. And it's just a really good role model to other people who need to learn about boundary setting or healthy self-care. So you're showing other people how to delegate and take care of yourself and get the job done. So we have it all planned out. I mean, we've got a few more details, but we have our location, we have our date. We're sending out the invites this week, and it's happening in, let's see, 2 months. In 2 months, we'll be having. We're a little late getting. We're a little late getting on the roll here, but we're getting good response already from people that had said that they want to come. So I hope that you learn from my 50th class reunion committee meeting organizing, and that you can find something that you can delegate. Think about the people in your life that could be doing some of the things that you're doing, and take a little bit of the load off yourself. Okay, this is Kathy Weymouth from tunethetemple.com.